Hello and welcome to Formula Trout League F3 Series Round 1 in Imola. Today with me I have Mizzy. Hello?
Oh, sorry, hello.
I think Discord had a bit of a lag there. At least for me, Discord froze for a bit. But regardless, this is gonna be round 1 of the F3 series. There has been a lot of discussion in practice about track limits in some turns. I'll have a look out for that, especially the slow section in the middle sector. Practice and race warm-up is now ending. We'll go to qualifying shortly. So, who do you have your money on as the winner for this race?
Well, I've always been a fan of Yab. I think my money's on him this time.
Oh, so you're going for the reigning champion.
Yeah.
I've seen really good things come from Heigo Pom in the first two test races. He won the first race in Latvia in test race 1 with quite a good show, good defending and good driving after that. Managed to keep the gap well, as well as the tires. The Clank Hughes, aka Only Vision, has had some unlucky, unfortunate events in both of the test races. We're hoping to see him improve that this race. I think also Maximilian Junger and Urmas Rees, the top two guys in hybrid series, are to look out for. And I think once again this is gonna be a fight between Dragon Spirit, Vermin and Infowar. Those are the three strongest teams after the test races. Maybe Sami Salam can do something in between, go in between them. Some drivers already complaining about corner cutting in the chat. And
Yeah.
grip is gonna be low for qualifying.
Yeah, corner cutting and extending has been a bit of an issue. Like,
We are waiting still. There's 40 seconds to go, so we'll go over the drivers quickly once again. So Yap, wearing the number 1 as last season's reigning champion, had a close fight at the end of the season with Oscar, who is unfortunately not here for the start of the season. He's gonna be back later, but Yap still has to provide good results because there are a lot of strong drivers in this series now. Both of the Trout League series having even waiting lists for drivers because there are too many drivers registered. As qualifying begins now, we'll go on board with Yap. Sorry for this. We'll go on board with Yap as he goes out on his out lap. both in-forward cars are going out first. They are going for maximum laps. Once again, just like in the test races, starting this season, bit like in laps in qualifying are mandatory. You can no longer stop at the side of the track and reset the pits. If you do that, your qualifying session is over. Once again, the format is just like always. Qualifying is 15 minutes followed by 2 20-minute races. I think we're gonna stay on board with Yap during his first lap. So, what do you think? How is this qualifying session gonna go?
I think we're going to see a very close battle between forward drivers and Warmas. Looking at the lap time in practice, he managed to set the fastest lap. So I'm very excited to see how he can perform in this qualifying session.
Yes, he's fast as always. He has a lot of time to practice, and it's definitely going into his hands in both series. Yep, having quite a clean but a safe lap right now. Not pushing it all the way to just have a banker lap in if something happens later in the qualifying session. Slight extension there, but I don't think that's gonna be under review. Going over the limit there as well, and yeah, just like always, track limits in this track are not so great.
Yeah, especially combined with a lower track grip, it's going to be very hard to stay within the limits.
As the Astros turf is really slippery on this version of the track. First lap is quite quick with 1:35.6. He goes quickest. First 6 drivers over the line, only 8 tenths behind him is Maximilian Juncker. Just 300s between Maxi and Semi Salem. Hegopom sits at lap time 1.5 seconds off pole, and Martin van Tieland sits a time in 5th position. I'll see drivers pushing a bit more and making more mistakes as well. Tidy chicane this time for Yap. But he's 5 tenths down on his time, so that won't be an improvement. Let's go to Maximilian Junger. Comes out of the chicane, he's 6 tenths up on his times. If the last 2 corners go well, he's gonna improve. As he spins out of the last corner, that was a bit of a commentator's curse. Sorry Maxi for that. As Martin van Tieland gets closer to Yap, but still half a second off. Yap has done wonders in his first lap. Almost
Yeah, that
reached.
was a very solid lap.
Almost reached, let's say, 35.7. Just a few thousandths off. Yeah. I'll go on board with him. It looks like he's going on another lap. Though now he has backed off. Go on board with Jack Smith. A few tenths up on his time right now. Vermin Draber proving his worth with many podiums last season. Doing well in the test races too. That was a really clean chicane within the lines. That's well driven by him. For me it shows that he's up on his delta, but he does pull into the pits. As I'm searching for another driver on a fast lap. Here Philippol in position 9 right now. Also showing good speed in the test races, being at top 5 a lot. Moves him only up to P8, it was a 7/10 improvement, but still not that great. Martin Montiland is stopped in the pits. I wonder what's going on with him. Maybe a slight issue with something. Semi Salem is currently on a lap and up on his time. I have no idea why they did that, sorry. Let's go on board for another lap. Yep. Driver's cutting it close with that inside wall there. It's the shortest line. Couldn't clean run through turn 2 and 3. Runs quite wide there, but still keeps it on track. So far, clean.
Up on his time.
Maximilian Jungeren meanwhile goes third fastest with a 135.7. Ziap makes a mistake and runs wide. That is his lap invalidate.
Unfortunate mistake. He was at least 3 tenths up on his time there.
Almost Reese coming up right behind him. Now also up on his time. Trying to stay within the lines, and that has cost him dearly. He lost a lot of time, but is still green on the delta. looks to me that Yap is doing only one flying lap per stint, as opposite to many other drivers who are doing more laps.
Warmers go to P1.
To 35.6 dead. Semi-Salem spins out of turn 4. Takes the escape road and is gonna continue. As Clunk Hughes goes pole position with a 39.359. It's a good lap by him. Proving his speed in these cars as well, just like in the hybrids. He's the Season 3 Hybrid League champion. We're on board with Martin Montiland. He's currently in the middle of the lap and he's up on his time about 3/10, which could take him ahead of Maximilian Junger and maybe even Yap. If he makes a mistake, runs wide, and that should be his lap over. If he continues on, that lap will grant him a penalty. Jack Smith goes P3 with the 135.622. Yeah, he has now backed off. And once again, it has just reset to me for no reason.
Yeah, he's going 2/10 up on his time. It's looking like a very solid lap so far. Right on limit there, he's 4/10 up.
Getting it a bit too much through the chicane.
Yeah.
Losing time because of that as well.
So all in his last two corners here.
Gains a lot of time out of
He's
there.
an exit, he's still 4/10 up, so this will be pole position. Official pole. It's a 35-1.
But I think stewards are gonna look at that lap in terms of track limits.
And I think that's it for Yap.
Clunk Hughes is gonna just make it to the line if he stays on the track. I'll look on board and see. Yes, he stays out. Let's look at other drivers nearby. Jack Smith is not gonna make it. Urmas Rees is on a lap, but currently down on his time. Maximilian Junger just starting his lap in the last seconds. So some of the top drivers are on their laps, but Yap and Jack are not gonna make it.
Very solid start for Clunk Hughes. He's currently a 10.5 up on his time.
It
But he
looks
has a
like
bit of
he's Yeah, traffic is gonna be a problem for him. Alex runs wide and lets him go. That's a good race. Stays within the lines.
If you can keep this together, you might have this. Oh, that was very good from him. Getting another 10th there.
Zormus Reeds goes fastest with the 135.0.
All Division might still have him. Can't use.
This is gonna be close. Looks like Only Vision will have him. Sorry, Clank Hughes, yeah, both of us making a mistake. Looks like he will have him. Yes, that is Clank Hughes on pole position. Provisional
134.9. First driver to get into the 34.
I believe that's it. All drivers have finished their lap. No, sorry, Brandon is still on his lap. No, he's not. So, good qualifying session. I think the lap times are quite close compared to the hybrid league. Drivers separated by 5 seconds. So let's go over the starting grid now. So Clank Hughes put it in on pole for in forward. Wormus Rees second for Mercedes Motorsport. Martin Vantiland in third. Yap in fourth. Jack Smith fifth. Hugo Pom in sixth. Maximilian Junger in seventh. Nico Anders in eighth. Arthur Neiman in 9th, Sami Salim in 10th, Philip Paul in 11th, Paul Magzer in 12th, Tim Draper in 13th, Jans van Dijk in 14th, Brandon Banden in 15th, Vyacheslav Podopenko in 16th, Alex Cochrane in 17th, David J. Bull in 18th, James Bennis and Stefano Amadei round out the grid. So what do you think of this qualifying?
I think qualifying is pretty straightforward. The drivers that I expect to be fighting for pole were very fast, like always, and not really any surprises here.
I was expecting Philip Paul to be higher up the grid, but other than that, this is pretty standard for me as well. The top 7 being really close in qualifying, I think that's gonna be repeat in the race.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting race. I can potentially see 5 drivers fighting for the win here. But as we all know, this Trout League, anything can happen, so things can get spicy really fast.
Alright, drivers are getting ready, 10 seconds. First lights start to go on. It's all lights. And we are rolling for the Imola GP. Due to my camera you can't see anything, but looks like Clank Hughes gets off to a good start.
Wormus is right on it though.
Is challenging
side
him.
by side in turn 1.
Wormus takes the lead for now. Some drivers having crashes at the start. Yep, crashing out at the start. I don't know if that was a mistake or a genuine crash.
Oh, it looks like there's been some contact with between David J. Bull and Alex Koch. David J. Bull, he's stuck in the gravel. I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm afraid that's race over for him. Potapenko far back as well.
Yeah, David Dribble has returned back into the pits. That's a very unfortunate incident.
I remember I recalled this happening to me as well last season. Imola was a test race and that was quite a similar situation. I made a mistake in lap 1, crashed and I was beached. So Mercedes is gaining quite an advantage in lap 1, 1.3 seconds already, showing a really quick pace in the race pace. Jack Smith comes alongside Martin Van Tieland, gets past, but that will mean a force exit out of turn 3. Martin Van Tieland will gain, and Jack has chosen the inside line in the second chicane. Martin Van Tieland decides better of it and backs out, lets Jack Smith pass.
It's been a poor start for Maximilian Junger. At least on my config it says he's lost 3 places. Oh, Anders is off. He's straight into the wall. I'm not... it looks like he's just lost it.
Jack Smith goes off as well, loses a position to Martin Van Tieland. Hangopom is also challenging him. Fight for P3. 3 cars are fighting for position 3 on the Yep, and Alex are also fighting for position. Yep, having to do a recovery drive after his crash early on. Urmas setting a qualifying worthy lap time. That's blistering pace from him.
Salem going an overtake on Cochrane, and it looks like, I'm not sure if there was contact, but it looks like Cochrane was pushed wide.
Meanwhile at the front, Hagapom makes a mistake at the second chicane, loses 2 positions. At the same time, Maximilian Junger overtook Artu Nieminen, so he's now up to P5. Nico Anders making another mistake. This race has fallen apart for him.
I say, very solid start from Urmas, taking lead into turn 1, and he has about a 2-second gap to Pete.
Maximilian Junger under threat from Artu Nieminen. Goes alongside. Maxi leaves space. It's really close between them. Artu backs out of it for the time being. He's coming back on the straight. He's gonna have bigger speed because of the slipstream. They're still side by side. Getting really close.
Very close there.
Quite a risky move by Artu there, cutting across. But a good move to get the position back. Brandon Banden loses position to Yap, sorry. Martin makes a mistake out of the hairpin and loses time to Clank Hughes. Semi-Salem now is at the back of Brandon. looks for a position, Brandon moves twice on the straight. Both drivers go wide there. Sammy is gonna have the outside line, that's better for Brandon. Sammy should have a better exit out of this corner, but he does not. Seems like Urmas Reis has made a mistake as the gap is now down to 1.8 seconds. And Clank Hughes is also setting the fastest lap of the race. He's pushing to regain the lead.
Oh, here he goes, trying to overtake Maxi in turn 1. Currently side by side. Very close there. Maxi manages to stay ahead. And Maxier, he's ready. He's ready to capitalise on Hager's mistake. Or not a mistake, but he definitely lost time there trying to overtake Max.
As Brandon has spun. The BM loaner driver to Octane has spun in the third chicane. That's unfortunate for him. He was looking forward to this race. Meanwhile, Arthur Nieminen has caught up to Jack Smith. Arthur cutting the chicane quite a lot there.
The drivers in the top 10, they're so close to each other, they cannot afford any mistakes.
As Tim Draper makes a mistake in the end of second sector, and that drops him a couple of positions. Amadei making a mistake as well. Meanwhile, at the top, the gap to the leader is back to 1.4 seconds. Amadei making another mistake and spinning. As Amadei disconnects, I'm not sure he knows there's a race too. James Bennis loses a lot of positions. Well, not a lot, he makes a mistake and loses a position to Nico Anders. Octane drivers not having the best of luck this race. Arthur Nieminen still being on the back of Jack Smith.
Urmas has managed to pull a 3-second gap now to Clanky.
Meanwhile, there's a train forming behind Maximilian Junger, Paul Magsire and Hugo Palmer right behind him.
Urmas sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:31.1. Sorry, 1:35.1.
Hugo Palmer is going for a move on Paul Magsire. Paul Magsire squeezes him onto the grass. That was not a good move from Paul Magsire. If there was live stewarding, I believe that would be a position over, and now he cuts the chicane. That would definitely be a position to Hugo Palmer. I believe there's gonna be a steward's inquiry about this one.
There you go, he's all over him.
So he makes a great move and goes up to P7. Max there having a much
Max
better
is enjoying. It's letting him pull a small gap to them.
Max there as well, cutting the chicane quite a bit.
Yeah, it seems to be quite common. Everyone's slightly cutting the chicane.
Meanwhile, Yap has got Philippol. As I believe Alex and Brandon have had a crash as they both lose a lot of positions in the second sector. Yep, gets past Philippol. Is Philip gonna challenge in turn 1? No, he does not. I think Yep coming up the grid is quite inevitable.
Jack Smith slowly closing up on Martin in P3.
Seems like Jack has found the pace once again. He was falling back a moment ago, but now he's built a gap to R2 and has got Martin.
Yeah, he's definitely a driver to watch out for. He has some good
Alex Cochrane almost getting beached in turn 3, but gets out nicely. Jack Smith now really close to Martin.
Yeah, he's right on Martin's gearbox. I think we're going to see overtake it.
Gets a slightly worse exit, but with Slipstream he's gonna catch up and he's gonna challenge him in turn 1. He's choosing the outside for the
side in turn 1. Brakes slightly later and gets a move done.
Great overtake by Jack Smith. Can Martin fight back? Looks like he's falling back slightly. There were 6.5 minutes to go. There is still a fight for the podium.
Almost has built a 4-second gap to Clank Hughes. If you can keep this going, it should be an easy win for us. Martin is right up on Jack Smith, so... Oh, and Martin,
a mistake.
Slight loose rear.
Lose the position to R2.
Martin even, yeah. Small mistakes like that can cost you a lot of time in these cars.
And especially because the top 4 to 7 are quite close to even P9, I'd say. The whole grid is very close. Up to P14 the gaps are not that big. Martin gets the position back on R2. R2 challenges back in the second chicane. Martin braking later, making the move stick.
There's some traffic ahead. It's Alex Cochrane.
And Potapenko as well. The rumors circulating Potapenko owning a Formula 2.0 car in real life.
Oh, and Martin does another mistake, gets his wheel caught on the grass, loses a lot of... Oh, he pushes Hager on the grass slightly.
I believe he did not see him coming, otherwise I don't think that would be a move by Martin. James Ben is losing another 2 positions. to Brandon and Potapenko. Max is back up to P5. Martin making a mistake out of the last corner, losing even more positions. This has been a disaster race for Infoward. One of their drivers is on the podium, but two other drivers are really struggling for grip. Martin even falling out of the points. I got Palm on the back of Maximilian Junger. Arthur Nieminen extending slightly.
Slightly cutting that chicane there, lose the back end.
Martin and Jens van Dijk going side by side. Martin winning that battle.
And I think we're about to see an overtake attempt from Hago on Max.
Max really squeezing Hago. Hago backing off a bit, probably trying not to crash with him, as they are still team. Like, the Dragon Spirit team is the sister team to Vermin, and also Gopom is driving for Maxi in his junior team in Hybrid Series, so never mind, sorry, not anymore. I mistook the teams from last season. Gopom is in Dragon Spirit as well in Hybrid Series.
They have lost a lot of time to P4 just by battling.
Drivers heading on to the last lap of the race now. Urmas is leading from Clank Hughes, Jack Smith, Artur Nieminen, Maximilian Junger and Hugo Pom, Paul Magsaer, Jaap, Philip All, Martin van Tieland.
Yeah, I'm going on an overtake on Magsaer. Ooh, Hago is right on Maxi. Maxi had a small mistake there, cost him a bit of time. Right, Hago knows he needs to get this move done. He's definitely putting some pressure on Maxi.
You know, Jack Smith is also really close to Clank Hughes now. Lots of action in the last seconds. We're gonna stay on board with Hago.
Mistake. He's lost about 4 seconds or almost in one.
He hit Jack Smith and Jack Smith goes wide because of that. I'm afraid if he does not let go, that could be a time penalty for Clank Hughes.
Oh, he's right on his gearbox.
That's gonna be a drag race to the finish. Let's see who crosses it first. With it's gonna be close, but looks like Hughes will be ahead. Hagopom has fallen back a bit from Maximilian Junger, not making the overtake. So Urmas wins race 1. Brilliant racing by him.
Well, that was a very eventful race. Unfortunate for in the forward race. 2 drivers losing a lot of positions there.
As well as unlucky race for Octane. There's a lot of chatter in the chat. Let's see. There's a lot of congrats, but also quite a lot of angry chatter about incidents, of which there were a lot of.
Yeah, Hager does not seem happy about Martin pushing him on the grass when he went wrong.
Yeah, Hager not happy, being hot-tempered as he always is. Team Draper losing a lot of positions on the last lap. We're gonna go on a short break and gonna be back in about 1 minute. Alright.
And it's Martin on reverse pole. And Jonas van Dijk on P2, Paul Maxire third, Jab Wagenvoort, Haigboom, Maximilian Junger are to name, and then Jack Smith, Clank Hughes, and Ormus Rees in the top 10. Going race 2. It looks like Martin got a decent start. Jonas van Dijk, he's going for an overtake, and Martin going in the turns. Both got a decent start. Going side by side, Martin manages to hold. Oh, there's a massive crash. Looks like someone lost control of the car and kind of blocked the furthest. Paul Maxwell lost quite a few positions. It also looks like Yab was involved in the incident again. That's very unfortunate with him second time.
Sorry, I'm back. He's now fighting Clank Hughes, his teammate. Also, Hagoff challenging from the back. B5 to B8, being quite close to each other. B9 even. Making a move on his teammate. They go side by side. Sorry, that was with Hagoff on dead touch.
There was another bad start for Yab as he got involved in another incident.
Burmester is challenging Gatun Nimonen. Doing the slipstream, just making go again alongside in the braking zone.
Ooh, slight contact there.
R2 losing another position to Maximilian Junge. Magza right behind the pack as well.
Almost he's on a charge right now. He's gained about 6 places. Already challenging P2.
DJ Paul spinning again at the last corner. Brandon and Sami Salem making contact on the second of the last corner. Martin Van Tilland also building a gap of 4 seconds now.
He's definitely going to need that if he wants to stop
Octan Travers not having the best of time once again, sadly.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a common theme with Octan.
A lot of it is just they're unlucky. Like this race, Brandon had a crash and DJ Paul had a crash. Hagopom makes a mistake at the chicane and loses positions to Clank Hughes and Jack Smith. Sami Salem losing the rear end and almost getting beached. He is now last by a big margin.
This is ready to go for overtake on Jans van Dijk going into 10. Jans manages to hold on to P2 for now, but Wilmers he's building up to pressure. He's getting
that allows Maxi to catch up to them as well. Good defending by Jans, he keeps the position. Now Maximilian is right there.
Very good defending from Janus. It also means that MVTL is able to pull a bigger gap to the guy. So currently Martin has pulled a 6-second gap to P2. We will see if Urmas is able to close that gap. He has 13 minutes to do that.
Though they're still battling for position, him, Janus and Maxi. All being really close, Janus keeping with Urmas after the overtake.
Yes, a very good exit for Janus. Doesn't seem like anyone's really gaining. Max is getting close.
And is getting close now as well. No moves made there. Janus makes a slight mistake.
Oh, there's been contact with between Arten Immonen and Jack Smith in turn 2. Jack Smith, he's been pushed in the gravel trap.
Losing a lot of positions, that is unfortunate for the Mermin driver. He was doing quite well, but this unfortunate event meant he lost a lot of positions. I believe we are gonna have quite a lot of stewards inquiries in this race. Now Team Draper getting another position because of R2 having issues. Race 2 going a lot better for Tim than race 1. Urmas Rees has caught up almost 8 tenths in the last lap to MVTL. Potapenko losing to Nico Anderson now to Philip Paul, making a mistake out of the last chicane. Coming back up at Philip Paul, though unsuccessfully. Octane drivers are losing more positions as James Pennis runs wide in the penultimate corner. Jans runs wide in the corner and runs wide. I don't believe there was any contact between them. Loses quite a bit of positions from P3, goes down to P7. Paul Maxar losing the position to Clank Hughes. Gap to the leader from Urmas Rees is now down to 4.7 seconds. He's showing quite good pace. We'll see if he can convert that to another win.
Maxar is very close to Clank Hughes. Doesn't look like it's enough.
And DJ Bull in the pits, I believe he's retiring from this race. Go back to Paul Maxar, who's losing a bit of time to Clank Hughes. Clank Hughes is gaining on Maximilian Junger. Potapenko losing a position to Nico Anders, and then Nico Anders crashing. Potapenko having damage from that. Looks like he has suspension damage as he's steering slightly to the left, sorry. I got pump spins.
DNF for Nico and
I got pump having a bad race too. And Cap is now down to 4 seconds. It must be really fast. I'd say he's one of the most experienced drivers here on Assetto Corsa, so it's no surprise he's that quick.
Sets fastest lap 1:35.1.
That is about the same as his qualifying laps, so that is great pace. 12 minutes into the race with more fuel and worse tires. Hughes slightly gaining on Maximilian.
All of the cars extending in 10-10.
Maxi makes a mistake out of the last chicane, and that allows Clank Hughes to catch up. It's only 3/10 down now. Maximilian makes another mistake, so Clank Hughes is right there.
So there was slight contact there. Clanky's got a bit too close to Maxi there. And that allows Paul Maxi to try and go for an overtake on Clanky.
Clank Hughes making a mistake, almost spinning. Having a soft spin, but he has lost a lot of time to both Paul Maxi and Maximilian. Yap has meanwhile caught up to both of them. Team Draper losing a lot of position to Artur Nieminen. He's gaining back on R2. See if he can make a move in one of the following corners.
I wonder what the team thinks about this. I'm not sure if they want to see their teammates battling, losing time to the cars.
Team Draper makes a mistake, and that has put him out of the battle for B8. But yeah, that was for the same team, so I don't know if there were team others.
So the interruptible Clank Hughes seems to be very close to Maxi. Looks like he's about to go for an overtake going into turn 2. So they're side by side. This could be very close. Clank Hughes, he makes another mistake and he loses the position to Jan.
I believe Reese makes a mistake as well, losing 6/10 or not,
Yeah,
he's just bugging out. Hegopom having another spin.
Very good. Sorry, go on.
Hegopom having a horrible race, having another spin at the third chicane and down to P30. Palmaxar goes really wide and has a bit of a skid. It allows the app to catch up.
Oh, that was a very nice overtake from Jack Smith on Philip going into turn 10. Around the outside. It was a very nice from Jack Smith.
Gap to the leader is now just 2.8 seconds. Urmas lapping quickly, trying to regain a bit of the time he lost.
Yeah, he's lapping faster than Martin, but there's only 3 minutes left on the clock, so this can be he's gonna have to nail every lap if he wants to get.
Brandon runs wide in turn 4 and loses position to Alex, and now James Bennis. Not the greatest of races for Octane. Yeah, being only 3/10 off Palmaxar now. Urmas still lapping at 35s. Palmaxar squeezes Yap wide again. I believe that's quite a trend for Palmaxar.
Arto Nieminen sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:35.
I believe that's quicker than his qualification lap, so good lap by him. If it stays that way, he's gonna get a point for fastest lap away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maxar turns in early, expecting for Yap not to be there for some reason. It was kinda confusing. Meanwhile, Jans van Dijk has caught up to Clank Hughes. 6 tenths between them. James Penn is losing another position down to last. Trout just making it for one more lap. The top 8 cars being relatively close together. Berenbord with Martin going through the second sector right now. He needs to do a good lap to...
Brandon made a mistake on the last corner, and Sammy Salam is going to overtake on him now. It looks like Brandon is trying to fight back. There's some contact.
They go on once again and turn on. Both drivers struggling for grip. and then losing the rear end, and that's it. Martin Mantil and crossed the finish line to win race 2. Urmas Reis is second. Maximilian got happy with P3 in race 2. Yeah, 4th. Paul Magzair in 5th. Clank Hughes in 6th. Jans van Dijk in 7th. Arthur Neiman in 8th. Tim Draper in 9th. Jack Smith in 10th. Philip Paul in 11th. Hagapon in 12th. Alex still finishing his lap. Taking it easy. Alex.
That was a good move from Martin.
Third. Last only James Ben is left. So yeah, great 2 races between the drivers.
Yeah, in forward drivers having ups and downs in the in this.
Sorry, I'm here. Sorry.
So yeah, quick racing, some retirements, some disappointments, and a lot of close racing in both races. I'm happy to see that. I think we're gonna drag in some of the drivers this race. Just a couple for an interview. First is gonna be Hagapom. Hello, good day. You are on the stream. How was your race?
Kind of a mess. It all started in turn 2. I'm not sure who hit who, and I got up in the trouble, I guess. Race 1 went pretty well. I got up behind Maxi, but I saw that my race pace was the best out of everybody.
Yes, the good racing from you. Just seems like a lot of unlucky moments.
Yeah, I know that Imola is kind of like that. It's more of a survival track than pure base, but I was not expecting to be caught up in as much of a mess as I did, so that's a shame.
Especially you had a lot of stream time in race 1, with a lot of it being forced off track by other drivers. Both the episodes
Yeah, I
with
was
Paul
gonna
Magzair.
comment on that. The amount of pushing off I had, like, I cannot overtake cleanly when people just do not give room. Like, it's just basic racing. When you see a car behind me, behind you, give him room. But that just didn't happen in race 1.
So yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, awesome race, and congrats to Martin for his first win.
Yeah, thank you for racing. Next, I think we are gonna bring in winner of race 1, Urmas Reis.
I knew you would try something.
Hello, Urmas.
Hey,
You're on stream now.
This
How
was
were your races?
the first race was the start was really good for me because I managed to get past Clank in the first 2 corners. Again, like last time in the test race, he out-qualifies me and then I pass him in turn 1, which I was really happy about because then I could do my own pace, and fortunately enough for me that was enough.
So yeah, controlling the race 1, but what happened in race 2?
Race 2 there was I had a good start, but there was a lot of mayhem in turn 1 and 2 again, which I luckily avoided and then gained a lot of places because of it. And then I ended up chasing Artu, I think, and when I passed him, I think I clipped his front end, but I couldn't see him. I was already past him in that turn, but he said it was okay. It was a slight tap on me. And I think my overtake on Janas was an accident. He just braked early for some reason. I was just there showing him myself to him, and for some reason he didn't go too aggressive, and I just went through. And then he got pressure from Maximilian, and then I was on the chase for the P1 the whole race, thinking it was Jaap, but it ended up being Martin. But yeah, he had a really good pace, and I just couldn't risk pushing absolutely every lap because I was satisfied with P2 that race, and I didn't want to ruin it. So I was already.
Thank you for the racing. It's everything up to you.
Yeah. Thank you. It was good racing from my view, but apparently a lot of bad stuff happened. So I guess I can watch the stream.
So yeah, congratulations on coming out on top this week, and I believe you are Driver Championship leader right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So who do you want in next? I think we have time for one more. Actually, let's bring both of them in. Let's bring in Maxi and Jack.
You were still on the track. So, hello, sorry. I was discussing with the other guys.
Hello. So, both of you, Jack and Maxi, you are live on stream. I think we're gonna start with Maxi. How were your races?
Very tough. I think it's the toughest race I've ever done, sim racing or real life, actually. Because I've never done a race where I had to be focused 100% of the time.
So yeah, it seemed like.
Sorry, you're cutting out. I can't hear you.
I think we have lost.
Yeah, sorry, I
lost
accidentally unplugged my earphones. So yeah, I saw in race 1 you didn't have the best of luck. You were shifting positions a lot, but in the end it was a good result.
I mean, it was a 5th, you know, it's the first time, it's my debut in the second series, also with Vermin. So, you know, I didn't have high hopes, to be honest. I knew my... I wanted to get a podium, and I did it in the second race, which is very satisfying. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like you were very happy when you came over the line. So, onto you, Jack. How was your race?
Yeah, race 1 was okay. I had a few bits where my screen would just freeze, like on the exit of one of the hairpins, I just went on the grass due to my screen just being frozen. But other than that, the race 1 was pretty good, especially the ending with Clank being alongside. I think it was a gap of like 0.012 at the end, right across the line. Yeah, so that was interesting on race 1. Race 2, I just didn't have the luck at all. Got caught up in one of the collisions at T2. Went into the grass and had no grip there, so a bit slower off at that. And then obviously get caught out by the collision on the corner after that. So yeah, just lack of luck really. Hopefully I can come back better in the next round.
Great racing for both of you guys. So yeah, any final words?
Just that I'm happy to bring my first podium to.
Yeah, just happy that Vermin got a double podium. Congrats to Maxi on his debut. It's a great debut for him. Yeah, look forward to the next.
So yeah, thanks everyone for joining the stream. Thank you guys for racing. Mizzy, any final words?
Not really. I really enjoyed watching you guys race. There was a very eventful race. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I want to thank all the drivers who joined us here. It's very good racing from you guys.
So yeah, thank you for joining our stream, and see you next time in 2 weeks.